me something better. Okay. Hello, I'm Maverick Morocco, and I am a creative director. Primarily, I've been working in music and audio. I love Logic. I know that Pro Tools is like whatever, but I love Logic. I used to produce like real deep, but I kind of fell off for a second. I've been making music for like ever, and it's been like a creative outlet and a cathartic outlet for me in like a lot of different ways. Mainly because it's one of the few things nowadays in 2026 where you're free from the shackles of another person's interpretation. And I don't know whether I'm autistic or whatever. I certainly have PTSD with some military sexual trauma, but I really, in a regular casual conversation, do not care for the, I don't know what to call that, like the fumbles of like misunderstandings and misconceptions of just how I talk or how I express myself or the things that I say, or hell, the things that I write, just a lot of things. And I find that like art is like one way where like you serve yourself first as an artist, whether you're painting, drawing, singing, dancing. There's something about it where you literally have to put yourself first to create, to do it. And then other people's interpretation kind of is like, it comes second. There's not many things that like do that, you know? Or I guess maybe even that's a condition that is required to know whether or not you're really passionate about something. Because if you are, I think then that comes with it. And if you're not, you're doing it for other people, you know? But anyway, I'm broke, baby. I'm broke. And I am tired of being broke. But I can't seem to find a job that resonates with me and accommodates for my mental health and pays well.
Do you need some money?
And I find like between the hours of like 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. I feel the most zen because I'm safe. When I'm awake, I'm safe. I'm up and I'm able to like do research, make a song, write a song, now get into video, be creative. It's just something about it that I do feel I like it. I like the nighttime. But also I contemplated that like a lot of my military time and experience was me from the jump, was me on the night shift from the jump. So from like 12 hours staying up at night is just like, it is like low-key the normal. I didn't really think about that until like recently where I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that shit really did, like it's hard to break that habit. Like it's just, you know, but also I've said years ago, time is relative, whatever. I'll have breakfast at 2 a.m. if I feel like it, cause like this is America, right? As long as it's not hurting nobody else, when you're not hurting yourself, time is relative. Anyway, I'm a creative person who has trauma, and technically I'm 36, but God forbid I call this the 36 and up club. Because I thought about it and I was like, bro, there's too much misinterpretation that could go with that. Like the 36 and up club, people will run off with their own narratives. And so anyway, decided to call this the 35 and up club, man, because low-key, between the ages of 35 and 55, I feel like there's not enough shit for us to do, especially if you're a millennial and like you have one foot in, I don't know if that is nostalgia or whatever, but it's like pre-internet. Like, you know, we're the last generation really to know what life was like before the internet, before just having a phone like all the fucking time. But we also like raised the internet. We saw it from its humble beginnings, and now it is what it is. But ironically, we're the most forgotten fucking generation right now, I think. Like, on any kind of tech thing. Like, there's not really many apps or hobbies or like, I don't know, like interests or niche groups that cater to the emotionally intelligent old adult. Like, you know how there's young adults? I think I'm an old adult now. Cause like, I'm young enough to be young, but I don't want to be young. I guess I'm just trying to build a community where that's like possible. There's a lot of things that I noticed that I want to dive into, but instead of just like complaining and talking a lot, which I could do, I could literally do a TED Talk on like anything and everything. I want to challenge myself, because film is not my thing. I've never really, I've always appreciated it, but I've never been drawn to it creatively. And I don't know what it is. But now the film world is like, I don't know. There's an energy that I'm like picking up on where like for a long time I was like on YouTube and watching different actors and actresses talk about like their lives, or different directors and stuff like that. And what started out is just like something in my algorithm where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Now it's like, you know what if I could create something, what would it be? Honestly, I came up with 9 words in my little journal to describe my personal brand, which Maverick Morocco has been rapping, you know what I'm saying? Check me out on SoundCloud if you want to. And I want to get into house music, but I really more so want to produce because I can't sing that good for house. House is usually like either some strong, like, like some really strong vocals, or it's like a real light, I'm talking female, like real light, but also still strong vocal. Like either way, it's strong vocals. And one thing I do know is myself now, and I'm not that gifted. So if I could get into it as a producer, like getting stems, or if I was able to find another artist and like write for them, that would be really cool. I really do want to get in the house though. I DJ, but not recently because subscriptions have been whooping my ass. So there's that too. And my services are on Fiverr. I'm gonna put songwriting on there too. But currently I have audio engineering. I can mix a track if you want me to. And I work in Logic and Logic Pro. So that being said, that's what I normally do. I've just been doing that, like in between rejection emails of like, no, we're not hiring you, da da da, or just being ghosted. They don't even be sending stuff back. And then I'm like, you know, it could be a scam. All these job boards really could be scams. Like, there's fake jobs now, which is crazy. I'm not even gonna get into a certain rapper literally teaching me visually about bot farms. So certainly the economy and everything, just don't nobody know what's going on. And these are some things that help me rationalize and stabilize my mood as I either get ghosted by jobs or I just when they do reach back, it's like, oh yeah, we're going with somebody else or whatever. Not to mention also, because I do have a disability and I mark it on my application, that they're doing away with DEI. So presumably that shit could be a reason why I get rejected too. I don't know. So instead of like losing my mind, which is something about me that like is just like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know. And I think it is in conjunction with like getting older. I was just like, okay, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to build? And so I wrote down these like 9 words, right? Well, really, I was trying to figure out my socials, like my social media and shit. But I wrote down these 9 words, which is the first one. I was like, the 35 and up club first, because like, I don't know what it is, but this is the weirdest age. Or maybe it's for me because like, I don't look hot or whatever, but I do look young, I guess. But I'm actually old. And even though I'm old, I'm not that old. Like, I think the music keeps me young. You know, I think the music is the main reason why older people are like, she don't take life serious. She's a lazy little fuck. And it's like, no, I just love art. I think art keeps you young, low key. But anyway. Yeah, it's been feeling really weird. Like, I've been feeling really torn between like being too old and too young. So the first thing, I was like, okay, my brand is for 35 and up. 35 to 55 primarily. We gotta come up with something fun, something cool, sensual, creative, original, authentic, resilient, warm, travel, because I do want to travel. And then I put in parentheses, exotic, and then fun. So that's what I want my brand to be. That's what I would like it to be. But because I'm being authentic, y'all, I'm broke. It happens. I'm very much contemplating filing for bankruptcy because people have done it. It's one of the greatest things that you can do in this country. And I ain't got it. Don't call me. Because I'm just going to tell you I ain't got it. And then it's going to be awkward. Because you're going to be like, what you mean you ain't got it? And I'm going to be like, I ain't got it. I'm fighting for my life. I ain't got it. So, yeah, I don't have a problem being authentic. The stress of that, I don't give a fuck if I go to bed and I have dishes in my sink. I don't give a fuck if I have hairy armpits. I don't give a fuck if my edges is fucking holding on for dear life. My edges are a direct reflection of my motherfucking finances. I'm just saying, like, my priorities are in a healthy place. They're in a healthy place. And so I'm just trying to pivot and see what I can do. So because I have so many different interests and they're all creative, I do believe that like being a creative director in my own lane, in my own way, is like something I can naturally do. That if I get tapped in with the right people, the right audience and shit, it'll be fruitful for me. But the main thing holding me back is my fucking self, because I have trauma. I have trauma of being emotionally battered. I have trauma of being physically abused. So it's hard for me to be friendly a lot of times. And I think there's so many misconceptions about that I get to address on the internet. And that's why I like my phone. That's why I like filming, because it allows me not only to like reflect myself, like self-reflect, but also to address taboo shit in a time where like freedom of speech is looking more and more distant. It's looking more and more on the horizon, where people are just like saying shit but like they either saying the same shit over and over, or like not saying nothing that's like actually meaningful to circumvent fucking arguing. I just create art where I can express myself, and I prioritize my self-expression, and I don't have to worry about another person's interpretation. It's beautiful. But I am broke. I am. And I wish that I could make money in art. So this is me trying. This is episode 1, Young, Broke, and Rebuilding. I hope you dig it. If you're between the ages of 35 and 55, this is just going to be me talking about different things. I'm going to try and be visually having a little aesthetic or whatever, but Adobe, I ain't got it. So we're going to have to be in iMovie, and then we'll see how this goes, and then we'll level up. But I would love to have like some masking, because I did get into this a little bit. Like I was making my own music videos or whatever, but like, yeah, I can't, that's out of reach right now. So this is who I am. I love who I am. I hope you love it too. If you don't, that's cool. You can look away. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. You are free to leave. Free will is something I'm really big on. But it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? So if this does sound like something that you like or whatever, cool. Follow me on this journey, because I'm going to be real about my life and the things that I'm going through. I'm going to be real about having trauma and healing, because I have come a long fucking way. And I think it's beautiful to share your healing, parts of your healing journey with discretion. Let's talk about things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be throwing shade at nobody. So if you're a person from my past, do not come for me, because I'm not going to be doing that anyway. I'm not going to be catering to egotistical shit. Egotistical shit has its place. There's a time and a place for it. That's not going to be the priority for this channel. It's going to be like dialogue. So if you disagree with me, or even if you disagree with somebody else in a comment or something, actually talk about it for the sake of like the solution, and not just perpetuating the problem. Don't just be saying, I mean, you can just troll or whatever, but reasonably, I want a community that is not afraid to talk about different shit or have an opinion about different shit, and be respectful about it, and be centered enough to where if somebody disagrees with you, you don't take it personal. You can just be like, oh shit, I never heard that before, or oh, I didn't know that, or actually, I think you're mistaken, it's actually this. Like, there are chill ways to have discussions, and I just feel like one of the main things about getting older is like there's this illusion that there's not chill ways to have uncomfortable conversations, or to solve misunderstandings, or to, I don't know, find resolutions. A lot of people believe that, and that's cool. But I'll be damned if I don't believe that there's a demographic, a statistic, 8 billion people on the planet. If even 1% of them agree with that sentiment, that like, yeah, I don't want to be hooting and hollering. I don't want to be cussing people out, going on 40. I don't want to do that. I think I'm cool with like speaking and listening, and like actually learning from conversations with people, rather than looking to just dominate them. I feel like if there's a chance that like 1% of people on the planet like feel that way at this age, then I'm gonna take that chance and try to make some content, you know? We'll see where this goes, because I want to like really put effort into it. And I don't want to rant, because I do tend to rant sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to talk about my life. I'm going to talk about my experiences, but I'm going to be respectful about it. I'm going to use discretion, but also I'm going to be fucking authentic, because I'm all I got. The more time that I've spent with myself in solitude, the more I've fallen in love with me. It's something we can get into deeper later, but like, I want to see more of that in the algorithm. And I'm thinking like all the complaints that I've had about the internet, maybe it's like I'm supposed to be doing so much more. Later, I want to have a podcast. I'm not going to do it right now. And I don't really care for Instagram. I don't know why. I don't care for Facebook. But I am on, I'm going to call it Twitter. I am on Twitter. And SoundCloud. And YouTube. And Twitch sometimes. But I haven't been going live in I haven't gone live in like some months. And I have an Amazon wish list because as you see, I'm broke and I have no furniture. So if you want to help your girl out, if you really want to support, buy me that leather sofa that's on my wish list. And there's a couple other items. Feel free. It's in my link tree. Do it up. Anyway, I'm Maverick Morocco. Get to know me because I'm probably far from whatever narrative you think I am. I just kind of have standards and boundaries now. And somehow we're living in a time where like that shit comes across offensive. But I am a Virgo and I can explain in great detail how I'm not being offensive. I'm trying to be defensive in a respectful way. Solely to protect myself. Because yes, I have been traumatized. And I'm learning from that trauma that before I get upset with anything external, I have to be firm on my boundaries. Be firm on my boundaries. Physical and emotional. So yeah. 4 years sober, 5 years celibate. There's so much in me that's like a don't come for me, but then there's so much in me that like wants to socialize. Just not at the expense of my growth. Because it is indeed great to evolve. Get to know me. Ask fucking questions. I don't care. If you troll, I'm gonna try to ignore you. I'm gonna try. This could be the real internet. It could not be. I could just be talking to myself. But regardless, I'm gonna try to grow. The trauma I've been through does make me put locks on everything. On everything. So if that's the physical in my mind, I just feel like I would open up, but you gotta show me who you are first because I've had people betray my trust and really spin up wild narratives about me. And while I'm not out for vengeance, the best thing I can do in response to that is to be more selective of the people I do speak to about my life or my thoughts, my emotions, my likes and my dislikes. If cracking jokes, being sarcastic is even dangerous around the wrong people. So, yeah, let alone misunderstandings or projections or assumptions. That's another thing that I think my music project is going to be called Stop Making Assumptions. There's more to that too, but you gotta stay tuned. Also, will OnlyFans let me in? Will they? I don't know. That's another thing we can talk about too. Applied for a lot of jobs, back against the wall, started thinking, what if I just DJ in lingerie? I mean, I do work out sometimes. If I put on a lingerie set, because I've learned, I changed my mind. I used to think OnlyFans was really a source of my own torture because I thought I was being exploited. I never really proved or disproved if that's happening, but for the longest time, it gave me a negative connotation. And then I'm broke, so I started doing my own research, like what is this and what does it look like? Okay, oh, this isn't just like porn. This is like adult Instagram, basically. That's basically what it is, you know? And I was like, oh shit, well then I could probably just DJ, spin house music, wear lingerie, and then like call it a day. I'm cool with that. Like that's something cool. If that's something you want to see, let me know. Also, let OnlyFans know, because I've been sending them pictures of my ID, and low-key, I feel like they like, this bitch look busted. We ain't gonna let her in. I clean up well, but also I'm 36. I don't really give a fuck for an ID verification. I didn't think I had to, but now I'm second guessing it. Like maybe I should have like got like did a little more posing and some shit, posturing, peacocking to get up in there. Cause I think they like, nah, this bitch busted, don't let her in. Please let me in. I need money. I don't even need a whole lot. Okay? A stack will put me in good standing. Okay? And I think I could very well do that. Playing some house music for about an hour, wearing lingerie, having a little vibe with my little lights, and either buying my own leather couch or having some kind soul out there buy me that couch. Send it on over, you know? Yeah, stay tuned. Will they let me in? Will they not let me in? Follow me on this life journey. I'm figuring out life. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't think anybody really knows what they're doing anymore. And I just want to have meaningful, stimulating, low-key educational, but in a philosophical way, connection with other people, regardless if you're whatever, regardless of your diversity. That's what 36 feels like. But again, if I called this the 36 and up club, people would run off with more rumors and bullshit about me. So I had to call it the 35 and up club. And not be afraid of like the algorithm convincing me that like, oh, you're gonna fail and you're not shit, nobody cares about your content. But I care. And I like me. And I think I'm pretty cool. And I think I can get better at doing film. I've already gotten better at doing music, low key. So what if I just keep getting better at art? No matter what the conclusion is, at the end of the day, at least I don't know, cultivated good things within myself. Now I'm just getting to a point where like, I kind of want to share, not everything, nothing prior to today, but moving forward, I want to like create actual visuals, not just like audio. So that's how I'm gonna spend my time and just upskill in that way, because going to school looks crazy right now. My veterans benefits look crazy right now. Paycheck looking real weak right now. But I'm grateful that I have shelter, and I think God has protected me. And maybe God wants me to really lean into being creative so I can create my own world. So yeah, we talked about what I'm gonna do, what I'm not gonna do. I don't know if it's healing or if it's me going off into the deep end where like I laugh more at shit that I guess used to make me feel cringe. Now I laugh. I was making fun of my edges because the finances left, the edges did too. I said, damn, they gone. They gone. They ain't there no more. This is me. I hope you stick around. All right. Bye.